Okay, today we're going to build a couple of beer can microphones out of beer cans. So let's go over some of the supplies you would need. First and foremost is a slightly used beer can with the lid removed. We have a couple of different sizes here. The smaller size actually gives you a sort of a tinnier sound. Larger size gives you a little bit more fuller of a sound. And to take the tops off of these, all you do is use a standard can opener, run it around the edge. Some of the beer cans will give you a much better edge than others, so the smaller ones actually seem to work a little better. The other things we'll need is a piezo. I get these from CB Giddy. The 27mm seems to work about the best for the size and the sound. You need a jack to plug a standard 1/4-inch foam cable into it, some wire, and then you need to figure out what you want for the top of these beer can mics. A couple of items I've used is a strainer from just a standard plumbing strainer. Put that on top. And then I use these mason jar lids, which you can get from any grocery store. Get the mason jar lid, put it on there, and we'll tape it up. Another idea for the top is to take another type of strainer. I've already cut the edges off of it around the edge, and so now all we have is just this strainer, which I push into one of these lids and cut around the edges, and then put that on the top of the can. Makes a nice sort of retro looking microphone look. Some other things is obviously you'll need a little bit of wire, and how I finish things up is fasten the top of these with some metal duct tape. I cut them into strips so it works a little bit easier to get it around the top. So the first thing we have to do is solder up some wire, and you just need a little length of wire, and I'm just using some old speaker wire I had laying around. So about that length is about right. Cut that. And you want to twist it together. A couple of reasons. One, it keeps it from flopping around as much in the can, and number two is when you twist wires together, it helps cancel out noise, so it actually prevents electrical noise from getting introduced into the circuitry when you connect everything up. So get that twisted together, strip them a little bit, sides here. Strip these sides, both sides. There we go. And then we just have to hook it to the jack. Now when you're looking at the jack, the center post is what we call the positive, the plus side, and you just have to determine which one's going to be your positive, which one's going to be your negative on your wiring. If you go with red and black, typically red is positive, black is negative. So the outside of the jack, if you look at it, this is the negative side, so it's connected to the outside, and this actually is connected to that post there. So I'm going to make white the negative. So we'll put it through there and make the gray the positive. Put it through there. Get that ready to solder. And we take our piezo, and I always buy the piezos with the wiring already on them. Makes it a little bit easier. So now black is negative, so we are going to take the negative side, which we made white over here, Just twist those up and take the red, connect that to this side over here. And we'll solder those up. Okay, now that we've got our jack soldered to our wire, our piezo soldered, we tape it up a little bit so that some electrical tape so that the wires don't short together or touch anything inside. We just take our jack and we're going to insert it in the can. So to do that, I usually use a pair of long needle nose pliers. Push it into the can. And we just put our lock nut on it. Tighten her down. And then it's just a matter of taping the piezo in there. A couple things I do there is put a piece of tape on the bottom side of it. Then I take a length of tape, a little bit longer than the can. Put that on the top. And then we just put that in the can. Now we have our piezo in the can, sort of dangling in there. I think I'll put another piece of tape on this wire because it's sort of long, flopping around a little bit. We don't want it not making any noise. It's just a matter of putting our lid on. We'll take this lid, and the hardest part of any of this is getting the backing off this tape. There we go. Just tape it up. Okay, well, now that we have our tops on our cans, and them taped up nicely, we'll give them a try. So I have a little practice amp. Again, we plug in with a 1/4-inch jack. Make sure your volume's all the way down when you first try it out. Turn it on, and testing, 1 2 1 2 3 4, testing 1 2 1 2 3 4. You can play a little bit with the treble, with the volume, get a good sound. Now let's try the other one. Testing 1 2 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 1 2 3 4. You can see this has a little bit deeper of a sound to it. So the larger the can, the deeper the sound. The smaller the can, a little bit tinnier. There's your beer can mic.